This car was completely torn apart and I have one last chance to put it back together before it's gone forever. I've spent months rebuilding everything on this car and it all comes down to this. If I mess this up, I might lose the chance to sell the car and move on to the next build. Will I get the car back together in time, or will this all be for nothing? Let's find out. We spent so much time going over the body of the car and making sure that we could prep it for paint. We finally sprayed it, but now we have to tackle the interior. As you can see, it's an absolute mess with wires hanging, trim pieces gone, the entire interior is ripped apart. We've got to get all of that put together and get this car as good as we can and make it functioning. So a few of the most important things that we have to do today is we need to put the cap onto the fuel pump on the back so that the fumes are not coming out, and so that it's safer, we need to tie down the battery, and then we need to trim the carpets. And as for probably the most important thing, we need to take the side marker light and we need to fix the bracket on it so that we can put it into the front and finish the front end. Now that I've got all of the pieces taken out of the car and it's empty, we can start to put in the plastics one by one. We can get the glove box done and just bit and piece this car back together because we need to get it done as soon as possible. Alright, so I pushed up the bumper and adjusted it a bit. We got both the turn signals in and plugged up, which are great. But now one of the most important things that we're going to do today is this side marker light has this plastic bracket broken off of it, and we need to glue that back on with the JB weld that I got. And it has this little metal tab that goes into the headlight to hold the front of it in place. We also need to glue the part on the headlight because it actually broke, so that this tab can't go in. Once we seal both those, we can put this light on for good and put in the 2 running lamps and call it good. I'm going to take the part that broke on the bracket and we're going to sand it so that we can add some tooth. We're going to do the same on the light. So the reason that we're doing that and that we're sanding these is because it adds mechanical adhesion. Chemical adhesion is going to be this 2-part epoxy when that is binding to both sides, but the mechanical adhesion is when you put small scratches in the surface, and then this will bind into those scratches harder than it would on a smooth surface. So we'll have both chemical and mechanical adhesion. So this is a 2-part. This white is the hardener and the black is the epoxy. Alright, now that I've added that, it's going to take around 15 minutes for it to cure, and then it takes around 30 minutes for it to be fully hardened, and then we can try to put that light in. So now we have the cover for the glove box on the vehicle. I ripped off the old tattered fabric that was on it before. We have some new black fabric right here, and we are going to adhere it to this surface and get it laid on perfect, and then we're going to attach this back to the glove box so that we can put that on under the dash. Now we have a piece of fabric cut, and we are going to use some super strength, Super 77 3M adhesive. left this edge around when I trimmed it because we're now going to add more adhesive to the inside and then roll these edges around so that when we go to put the cap on later that it doesn't ever start to peel. Alright, so now we've got our glove box completely assembled and I put the metal bracket onto the vehicle. So we're going to put the actual glove box back into the hole now and then put in the hinge bolts at the bottom and we should be good. Alright, now the glove box works. Alright, we've got the glove box in. I put in the center console piece. I've bolted down the actual center console so it doesn't shift and move all over the place now. It's all these little steps, but we're making some good progress. Alright, so now our plastic bracket has been re-welded on to our side marker light, and I welded up the tab on the headlight itself so that we can put in the little stub. So we've now got the front end of the car together, and it's time to take out the old broken seat belt and we will put in the good one that I have. So if you didn't know, the S13 or 240SX of this era would have a sliding seat belt that would go along this rail and then pull back around your shoulder. What you can do is you can take the S14 seat belts like I've got here, and then you can have a normal retractable seat belt and not have to have the electronics that the old seat belt style had. For one, it's easier, it's more simple, and it's just working like you have an everyday vehicle today. We got all the washers stacked up just right, got the bolts in, and this seat belt is functioning. Alright, now I'm going to take this little saw that I have and we're going to cut out a slot in here so that we can put it behind the cap here. Alright, so now we put the plastics around the steering column and we put the lower plastic on that holds the hood hole also, and we're getting everything kind of buttoned up. So I went to the hardware store, I got some bolts for the seat, and I got the missing bolts that we needed to bolt down the fuel pump cover right here, so we'll do that, and then we're going to go clean out the interior. So we're gonna vacuum that side, we're going to cut out the carpet that I have and carpet the rear of this, bolt in the seat, clean up the interior, and we're gonna call it good. Okay, we went and washed the car and I vacuumed out the interior. Now it is time to put in that passenger seat and put the carpet in the back, and then we'll be done. All right, everybody, we've got the carpet in. We have all of the plastic parts cleaned off with our interior detailer. Let's take a look at that and install the seat for the last step. Then let's take a look at the entire car. See if I can finish it in time before I lose my chance. Seats in. Interior's finished. Car's clean. Got the carpet in. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more because we are going to flip a few more cars and do something really exciting. So, this is Seth. This is Mythic, and I'm out.